Namaste and welcome. It is Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and today I'm going to share with you how to do the loving kindness meditation. Now, if you are already familiar with this practice, I still encourage you to watch this video because I'm going to be sharing with you a different technique to the traditional technique, which is much more powerful. Okay, so for those of you that are new to loving kindness, this is a practice that is designed to fill your heart with love, to open your heart essentially, and just help you walk around with a sense of love and kindness for yourself, for all beings. Okay, it's a very famous practice from both the Buddhist and the yogic traditions. In fact, in the Yoga Sutras, it is said that the one who meditates on friendliness, on loving kindness, is able to inspire these qualities in others. So if you have ever seen a true practitioner, you know, a Buddhist monk, for example, that just when you see him or her, they're just radiating this love and kindness, and you just feel the energy straight away. It is actually impossible to have negative thoughts in the presence of such a person. And this is a result of doing practice like this. We also can essentially radiate this type of energy by cultivating feelings of love and kindness. And today I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that, because it is a practice and I want to share with you a really powerful technique. Okay? All right. So before we get into that, a couple of announcements. If you are new to this channel, I have created for my coaching clients a peace cheat sheet. It's called the 11 yogic rules for daily peace. Okay, simple rules that you can apply to instantly increase the amount of peace that you feel every single day. Okay, and for those of you that are interested in one-to-one coaching with me for the Path to Stillness program, you can book a free consultation on meditatewithrishi.com. Okay, great. So let us get into it. What is the technique? Now, the reason why I'm doing this video, in case you're familiar with the traditional technique, is that it is difficult. It is difficult to generate feelings of love, especially for yourself and for somebody that you may not be seeing eye to eye with. I'm going to call them an enemy for this video's purpose. Okay, I know enemy is a strong word, but just to keep it simple, I'm going to use the word enemy. Okay, so in the traditional technique, I'll just take you through the steps. There's 4 steps, okay, traditionally. And what you do is you start off by generating feelings of love for yourself. Okay, so you say, may I be peaceful, may I be happy, and you ask the universe for peace and happiness, and you really try to allow yourself to be peaceful and be happy. Okay, so there's 4 stages. You start with generating feelings of loving kindness or metta for yourself, and then you move on to a loved one, and then you move on to a neutral person in your life, and then you move on to an enemy. Okay, so the idea is that by generating this type of love, you can even get to a stage where you can generate love for one of your enemies. And what this does is it just releases a lot of negative energy from you. It fills you with positivity, it fills you with love, it expands your heart, it raises your vibration, essentially. Okay, now this traditional technique is great, it's great, okay, but it can be difficult because we are starting to generate feelings of love for ourselves first. And actually, as human beings in this day and age, or just human beings generally, we find it very difficult to give love to ourselves. Self-love is actually very difficult. So starting with yourself as the first step in this technique is actually difficult. Okay, so what I want to share with you is a different technique. Now, this is not my own. Okay, I got this from Ajahn Brahm, the Buddhist British monk. I love him. I absolutely love him. He is, he's been a monk for decades, and he is a true practitioner. You can see it in him, and he's got a technique for the loving kindness meditation, which is what I want to share with you right now. Okay, so this one, I've essentially done it in 6 stages. Okay, and I'm going to share with you the technique right now, and you can go ahead and do it. Okay, but just a couple of rules before we start. So think of it as a 30-minute practice with 6 stages, okay? 30-minute practice with 6 stages, and this means that you are giving 5 minutes per stage, okay? Now, if you're thinking, okay, when I'm meditating, how am I going to know when 5 minutes is up? Great question. You can use something called a mindfulness bell, okay? So there is this app. I'll show you the picture here. There is this app that I use called Mindfulness Bell. It is free. And it is amazing. Okay, so you can essentially set a timer for a bell to ring, let's say, at whatever duration, every half an hour. So you can be mindful of your breath through the day. But for this meditation, you can also set the bell to ring every 5 minutes for 30 minutes. Okay, and this way you'll know when to move on to the next stage. Okay, great. So 30-minute practice, and you can split it up by using the Mindfulness Bell app. It's a free app. You can download it. Okay. All right. So how do you do the practice? This is the most exciting part of this video. So the way you start, okay, instead of starting to generate love for yourself, you notice in this technique, the generating love for yourself comes much later. What we are doing before that is we are building momentum. We are building momentum. We are starting from something that is very easy to feel loving kindness toward, and then moving to the harder ones, okay? So here are the steps. You can write them down, memorize them. It's really easy, and then go and practice, okay? So I'm assuming that you're gonna sit and you spend some time to relax the body completely, and then you come to step 1, okay? So step 1 is where you generate feelings of loving kindness for something that is very easy to do so, like a kitten or a puppy or whatever you like for that matter. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be an animal. Some people don't like animals, okay? So what I do is I picture a puppy, because eventually I want to get a puppy. And I picture a puppy, and you automatically, you'll start feeling love for this little tiny being. And you generate those feelings of love, okay? And you send them in your imagination to the puppy. And you make something very nice out of it for yourself. Just picture yourself playing with it, feeding it, bathing it, taking it for a walk, whatever, okay? But you generate, feelings of love for this cute puppy or kitten or whatever. And just in those first 5 minutes, your body chemistry, you'll notice, has changed. Okay, your heart is much more open, you're in a happy mood, and it is easy now to generate feelings of loving kindness. Okay, so now let's go through the other 5 steps. So the first step, you pick something really easy, like a puppy or a kitten. Okay, step 2 is where you now think of somebody that you love. It could be your partner, it could be your best friend, it could be a sibling. Okay, and you now generate feelings of loving kindness for them. And the way you do this is you mentally send them love. You wish that may they be happy. You wish that may they be peaceful. You wish that may they be successful, may they have everything they want. And you just send this energy to them, okay? So you build it first with a puppy, and then a loved one. And the next one is you pick somebody neutral in your life, okay? Someone neutral, somebody maybe you just see walking, you don't really know them, but you picture them in your mind's eye, and in the same way you generated love for yourself and, the same way you generated love for the puppy or the kitten and your loved one, you send loving kindness to this neutral person. So number 1, a puppy or a kitten. Number 2 is your loved one. Number 3 is a neutral person. Then number 4, when you're filled with this energy of loving kindness, you direct it to one of your enemies or somebody that you are having a difficult time with. You'll notice that it's actually much easier to do this. And don't worry if you can't. You just try to send them love. You picture them as nothing but a human being as well. And may they also be happy. May they have everything that they want. Okay? Once you've done the enemy, by then, your heart is totally, it's so expanded, right? Because you've been able to generate loving kindness for someone that it's so difficult to. And now is when you can bring yourself into the picture in step 5, okay? You generate feelings of loving kindness to yourself, and you really do it. You say that, may I be happy, may I have everything that I want, may I be totally peaceful. Why not? No matter what we've done in the past, it can all be forgiven. The universe is ready to forgive your darkest sins. No matter what it is, it doesn't matter. The universe is just ready to forgive you. And this is the reality. Okay, so you need to know this. And once you've done yourself, you will be in a position where you are, just pulsating with loving kindness. And this is a great time to send it to all beings in existence. To all beings in existence. This is very powerful. The power of your positive thoughts actually travel, and they do have an impact on the environment, on the world around you. So do not underestimate this. And what will happen is as you practice more and more, your baseline emotional state will be elevated. You will feel much happier. You will feel much lighter. You will feel much more open and much more loving. And the people around you will notice that and radiate that back to you. This is really, really how it works. Okay, so just to summarize the steps once again, in this different technique of loving kindness, we are starting, number 1, with something very easy, like a puppy or a kitten. Step 2 is somebody that you love. Step 3 is the neutral person. Step 4 is your enemy. Step 5 is yourself. And step 6 is all beings. All beings. I encourage you to do this practice once a day. It is a great practice to do right before bed, okay? So that's the practice. I really hope that you practice and you enjoy it. And would you like me to do a guided meditation on this that you can just listen to? Would that be helpful? If it would, then let me know in the comments below. But apart from that, thank you very much for listening. Namaste.